right, so here is the video review for FansProject's Function XV M.A.D.L.A.W, Master V. As you can see, he is an homage to a G1 Quickshot, and then he does have 6 modes. There's probably some fan modes in there too. I'm not going to go into fan modes tonight. We'll get back to more of the robot mode details later. I'm going to transform through all 6 modes and then back to robot mode, and then we'll focus on those features. Just because I do like to end with robot mode. I just think, there's just something cool about ending with the robot mode, which is why I always do it, unless there's a reason not to. So yeah, we'll go through it. He's actually got, once you know where everything goes, he's got a fairly smooth transformation process. I may have to pause a couple minutes to figure something, not a couple minutes, but maybe a couple pauses while I figure something out on this, because there are still 6 modes to remember. Yeah, we'll try to take you through them as smoothly as possible. So first thing you do is remove these pistols out of his hand. And the pistols actually have a couple different features to them, just real quick. Oh, come on, stand up. Got him leaning backwards there at the knee a little bit. He's not quite straight. There we go. They collapse, so you can have them like this, or you can have them like snub pistols like that. Also, these handles fold up, but that's mostly for a transformation bit later on down the road. But he's got these little small pistols, can be snub pistols or long pistols like this. They store on his hips, but again, we'll show that when we come back around to robot mode. Also, he comes with these longer G1 type rifles, which again we'll show in robot mode. These are actually, if you kind of want a G1 look, you can probably plug them into a couple of the alt modes to change up the look a little bit. But these aren't in the instructions at all. You don't need these for any mode. You can, if you don't like the bigger rifles. Personally, I think the smaller pistols fit him. But if you don't like these, you can just stick them to the side or keep them in the box or whatever. So his first mode is the Woodrunner mode, the Beast mode, and so we'll get right to it. You just pop his head down here, fold it up, close it up into the chest where it will stay for the remainder of the transformations until we get back to robot mode. These panels right here, you want to straighten these up, lift this whole thing, rotate this whole assembly up like this, bring these out to the sides, flip the arms around as you pull these up. And these are going to peg together just like this up here. You can see where these peg together right here. Once you get them all pegged together, these will kind of straighten out where they're supposed to go. Rotate this panel around. Actually, that can probably stay on there for beast mode. Rotate these around right here. Pop open the treads. And flip the fist up inside there while bringing the paw down. And the fist comes all the way around to fill that gap. Close those up, flip the paw up. Same over here. Tummy's rumbling. Need some munchies and crunchies. Yeah, this side's always giving me a pain, snapping back together. There we go. So we got that. Lift this up, rotate them around at the waist. Bring the legs around like this. And then here, this leg comes down to form his animal leg, and you flip out the little kind of Gatling gun here, and the foot flips up like this. So push the foot up. You can see there's a little groove here in the plastic that this little red tab fits into. It doesn't snap or lock into place. It's just a recess for it to sit in alt mode. Flip that up. Bring the leg down. Flip out this gun. And then you bring this around kind of like this. You want to leave a little space. This folds down or up, depending on where you want that gun positioned. This comes down around like this. And then it's just a matter of massaging how you want the animal mode to look. He's a little long for a beast. You can get, there's some, with the waist and everything, you can get a little bit alternate positions. Again, the same with the front legs here. I'm going to go ahead and flip these out just to kind of bulk up his beast mode legs a little bit. So you can get him in some kind of beastie positions. Like any 6 changer, not all 6 modes are perfect. So there's always a little bit of awkwardness to some of these. But you can bring the guns up around. And then on the head, on each side right here, there's a little tab that flips up to form his ears. You can see he's got 4 eyes, 2 on each side. Get this up. See, there's 2 little yellow dots right there, 2 little yellow dots right there. And his mouth does open and close. So yeah, it's not the most... I'd still run away from it if it were charging me in the woods, but it's not the scariest beast, but it's not a bad beast. I do wish there was some way to have him form a tail. You can I guess you can kind of pretend this is one a little bit, but something of a animalistic tail back there would be cool. You can plug the guns into any of these ports. They look a little awkward, but and they're not officially used in the transformation instructions. But you can plug them into any of these ports if you wish. But that is the Woodrunner mode. There we go. Make sure he's all in there. Which I actually like a little bit more than I thought I was going to. Like some of the earlier pictures made him look a little awkward, and he's not perfect, but it's a beast. On to Spaceship Mode, which is... So we'll go ahead and flip these down. And flip these out. Rotate the legs this way. You want to bring this down through the legs. That's going to be one of his landing gear here in Spaceship Mode. So bring these around and plug them together. Tab together up here, and then there's a couple tabs down here that snap together to hold this whole thing into one piece. Fold the legs up, the paws up flat and up against the side of the vehicle. These just kind of fold down flat like this. And you actually want to rotate this piece as well. Split the beast head here, and you want to flip this drill bit. It does ratchet. You hear it ratchet there. So bring these down and under on the wings here, and fold this straight to the back. You can fold it up into the drill if you want. Instructions show it flat, so I'm going to do it that way. But you can form it to drill, maybe make it look a little bit more like a thruster if you want. So bring these down like this. The arms come up and around like this. You rotate this around and fold. Actually, I think you want to rotate the arm around like that. Yeah, rotate the arm around like that and fold that paw up into there. Do the same on the other side. Rotate it around, up like that. And then once you've got this up, you fold the beast mode head up like this. And then there's a little panel that comes out to form the rest of the wing there. Have that back together. And then these small pistols can plug in right here on these red circle holes here on the shoulder pads. Just like that. You can extend them if you want. Again, the instructions show them flat like this, so I'm showing you the official modes. If you want to extend the barrels out like that, you can. Give them a little bit bigger guns. You could also, if you wanted, plug these in as well if you wanted bigger tail fins on it. And actually, you know, even though it's not an official mode, I'm going to try that because I haven't tried that yet, just to see what it looks like. Oh, they should plug. Well, you know what? Those should plug in there, but it looks like those may be slightly different. They don't look like they're any different from the other ones, but I'm getting too much resistance to really force that in there, so I'm not going to do it. And I'm not sure if that's because the posts on these things look pretty identical, although this is a slightly more rounded here around the edges, so maybe there's just something on this that's just a little too big for those post holes. Also, one little thing I found, when you just set this flat, as it is, let me bring this down a little bit here, it kind of sits angled forward a little bit. I don't know how well you're seeing that. This does come down and form a landing gear, and that holds it up. Actually, there it's holding it up pretty decently. Earlier when I was doing this, it was still sitting a little low. If you do find it sits too low and you can't get this angled right to match everything here, you can actually flip this up into there and have it be a flat foot that way, and that seems to support it up a little more. You can see now it's sitting a little upward. I don't know why it was sitting lower earlier, because it was definitely sitting lower with this foot flat like this when I had this all done earlier, but entirely up to you. Just know if it's sitting too low, there is a fix for it. So there's Spaceship Mode. Airstrike. So it's Woodrunner Airstrike. And now we're going to go to laser pistol. So we go ahead and pop these guns out of here. We're going to fold this back up, flip this out. Go ahead and split the legs here. And then fold the drill bit back up here onto the top. Take this, flip it up and around. That's going to sit up there and be kind of the sight on the gun. These legs come around. Go ahead and rotate these back up like this and out for the time being, just to get them out of the way here for the bottom part. So these come together like this. The gun actually folds in, sits right along this ridge, and you see there's a little post, a peg hole here on the top of this that's going to peg onto this little square peg right here on the side of the body. So you just bring that, peg that on there. Do the same over here, and then these will peg together in the front. I'll lift that up. There we go. That's the problem. There we go. Fold the legs up against there. Peg that onto the peg here on the side. There we go. And then open up these right here. You see that's going to be the sight. Back here, come around, form the beast head again, plug it together. Just like this. And then there's a hinge right here. It's not the whole hinge, it's just right here for the beast mode head and the gray pieces underneath it. Where you want to rotate these up with the treads on top. And then this just kind of angles down like that. You can fold it straight down. It's supposed to sit kind of at one click back at an angle. I guess that's it right there, because yeah, they're straight down, so just one click back. The chest canopy, there's a little tab right here that you can pull to give them the trigger. And then the guns, as I mentioned earlier, fold these posts up, the handles up, and then they go in. You can see there's a wider part and then this kind of ridge on the top. And the ridge on the top of that is going to fit into a little groove here. You just slide those into the front of the gun. You want to make sure they're on the right side there. Each one has, they are actual opposite ones to peg onto the waist, so you want to make sure that peg is facing the outside of the gun. Otherwise, they'll bump into each other as you try to get them in there together. I've got the instruction sheet over here. Just to find the names, here we go. Laser shot is what this mode is called. There we go. And once it's all pegged together, it's pretty sturdy. The trigger will move. You can flip it all the way back, but you don't want to do that or you'll lose it. Well, you know, not really lose it, but there's the laser shot mode. And again, if you want to, you can extend the barrels on the red pistols to give it a little longer mode. But I think it looks better with the shorter snub pistols in. So there's laser strike, a laser shot mode. Oh, these should be folded down. So yeah, there's a laser shot mode. From here, we go to drill tank. And drill tank, I think, is one of my favorite modes. So we're going to close these up right here. Unpeg all of this. These guns fold back up into the body. You want to leave these flat up against the side here. So you want to flip that over so it's the white parts on the inside. Oh, nope. So the teal parts on the inside. And flip that in. And then close this up. And there we go. Make sure both those hinges are flat up against like that. Fold the beast paw in. Just like this. This comes up like this. Rotate the legs and peg them together back here like that. Close this panel right here. Split these like this. Get the arms. You're going to want to rotate the arms around to the other side again. And once they're far enough out of the way, flip the drill up and then close it together to form the drill here, which sits on the front. Bring these back down straight here. You don't want to worry about this stuff on the side yet, because this piece comes up here. It comes up on the thing, comes up on the hips. And these two circles, the larger circles in here, fit over these small tabs here on the chest. So you bring that up, line those up with the circles, It's not like a super locking tab, but that's just where they sit. It locks together. It actually holds pretty well. You can see it just, even with the friction of the hips, it locks in place pretty securely, but it just fits over those tabs. This is supposed to apparently drag behind it like this, and you can do that. I like to kind of fold it up to make it look like there's a panel readout on the back of the tank. Entirely up to you. The instructions show it down like this. And then you come back here and fold these in. Just like this. Just kind of sit them flat against the body of the tank. And then you fold these treads back. Fold this all the way up. Fold that shoulder armor all the way up. And there's a little peg here on the side of the paw that pegs into this slot inside the head. And on this side, since this is the side of the animal head that has this little tab, you want to lift the beast paw up just a little bit so it doesn't collide with that. But then you just peg that in right there. Line up peg. There we go. So let's peg that in, and same on this side. Put that up. Now on this side, since there's no tab coming out of here, you can leave this paw flat. I tilt it up a little bit just to match the other side. Oh, come on, I just had you pegged in. It doesn't want to peg in. Oh, I'm sorry. I did that wrong. It pegs into the circle down here. Yeah, it's because that's where that peg pegs in. This circle right here, the hinge, is where it actually pegs into. There we go. I knew there was one place where every single time I go to peg it into the wrong spot. That was it. So yeah, there we go. Peg that into all together. And again, this is supposed to sit down flat like this in the back of the tank. I like to fold it up because it does. It looks like a little access panel there on the back of the tank itself. And then once that's done, the pistols can be held back here in this folded up hands. Although again, you could plug them in here. You could plug them in up top, wherever you want. I'm doing all these, the official modes. So peg them in back here. And there's Drill Tank. And I really like Drill Tank. His actual name is Dirt Driller. But I like Dirt Driller mode. It's just a fun little tank. And it has kind of like a Generation Scourge kind of front to it. I like that. But yeah, I like Dirt Driller mode. It's so cute. And the boat mode. And boat mode is not too far off from this one. You bring this up, split the legs again. Bring the knees down like this. Go ahead and get these out of the way here. You'll just kind of leave the drill hanging off the back here. These come down like this, and then this piece comes down kind of at an angle, and you'll see these tabs on either side of this piece plug into the side of the legs. So you just kind of bring this down until everything lines up properly. You may have to angle this a little bit too. But yeah, there you go. So you tab that together. Tab it in there, and then tab the whole piece together again. And then there we go, just like that. These come back like this. Like this. And here's where these square tabs on the side of the beast head, right here, they peg into where the pistols peg into the hips. So you just take that and peg it in right here. And same on this side. These come around. You open up that armor again. Flip the beast paw up into it. And you see there's a little tab here. There's a tab right here in the arm that the fist hole plugs into when you fold those up like that. Rotate them over like this, and then fold them under the boat. Just like that. And then you bring these up, and you want to flip these over like this, and fold them up so they fit in between there. Just kind of sit flat in between the this piece and this piece. Just kind of giving the underside of the boat a little bit more solidity, a little bit more coherent form. Sometimes these will pop out, you plug those back in. And then the guns, there's no real place to plug them in. You can kind of plug one in here if you want. Or you could plug in one of the bigger pistols. I think I've seen pictures of the bigger pistol plugged in there. But most of the portholes now are all hidden. They're all on the underside of the boat. But there's a couple little slots here on either side of this waist hinge, and they just kind of plug in at an angle like that. They don't plug in deep because there's a hinge under there that inside there. But you just kind of plug them in. They just kind of set right in there. This side is the one that gives me the most trouble. And there's the boat mode. Or, again, let me consult the instructions. Aqua Force. So there's the Aqua Force mode. And now you've seen all the modes of him. So we'll turn him back into robot mode. We'll go over that, and then we'll bid you adieu. So yeah, pop these out. Bring them up. Now, transformation on this guy doesn't take nearly as long as it's taken here when you're doing it by hand, since I'm going over all the points of it. But it really is a really smooth transition between modes. That's the order they show you how to do it, and it is a really, it kind of makes sense that way because it's a pretty smooth order of transformation going that way. But you can see I just kind of flip those out, flip the feet up. But once you know where everything goes, it's pretty intuitive to go from any mode to any other mode while you're transforming them. So you bring these back down, rotate them around to the back, bring the arms down, fold the shoulder armor forward, open up the drill, and fold that back down onto the back. Sits right there. Take these, flip the beast head out to the side, open up those treads again, flip his fist out. I also like that there's a couple things from robot mode that once you transform them, you really don't mess with much. Once you flip those fists out, you move the animal paw a couple of times, but you don't have to open up the arms and transform the fists every single time. Same with the robot mode head. I like that once you tuck that in to start the transformation from robot mode, it stays in. You don't have to mess with it again through all the modes. So bring that up, and there he is. Now he is a little back heavy, and he doesn't have much of a heel back here. But I have found if you're having trouble getting him to stand, sometimes you can bring the wolf paws down just a little bit and use them to support as a heel. And that tends to help. And if it's still too far, just push it down a little bit. And that supports him pretty well. Let's get them all on camera here. See if I can't brighten this up just a little bit. There we go. So the pistols, like I said, they each have a peg on the side of the pistol. And it's on a different side for each one. But you just take that, and it pegs in right there where you're pegging the wolf head in. Just peg it in like this. Come on, I'm not doing it square. Oh, there we go. I just had it the wrong way. Nope, that's the wrong one. Come on. There we go. No? Am I pegging the wrong pistol on the wrong side? No. Okay, now I know I had these pegged in like this. Maybe they peg in like this, maybe? There we go, yeah, okay. So with the handle in the back. But see, I know I had them where they angled forward. I was just doing it the wrong way. There we go, just like that. And you can fold that handle down. But you can store those pistols on his hips. And he can hold the larger pistols in his fist if you want to give him the G1 type guns. And there he is. Some quick size comparisons with some other figures. Here he is with another Function X figure. And you can see he's one of the bigger of the previous Function X figures. Like Code is, a little shorter than him. But you get an idea. Originally, when we saw the prototype from him, he was around Code size, maybe a little taller. But they definitely upsized him from the original prototype they showed at TFCon to the final version here. And I think it works. Because I feel like doing something, being that ambitious on such a tiny prototype might have been a little bit too much. There he is with a Voyager Brainstorm. I just wanted a modern Voyager to bring in, and I like Brainstorm, so he was right there on the shelf, so I grabbed him. But you can see he's a little bit bigger than Voyager Brainstorm when they're on the same plane. And of course, you can't bring in Quick Switch and not compare him to the other third-party six-changer out here. So here he is with Continuum version of Terminus Hexatron. Go ahead and pose them and back up a little bit and show them off together. And they look good together. I mean, even though they're different aesthetics, Quick Switch is much more in line with the Function X line. He does look good with Continuum Hexatron, or any version of Hexatron, I guess, if you want. The molds look good together. He's got a ball-jointed head. Again, some limitations just due to the head sculpt and the pieces around him. His visor does flip up. There's a little lever here on top of his head that lifts up his little blue visor. You can see he's got some teal eyes underneath there. But flip that down. He's got universal shoulders. Here he's got a bicep swivel, single hinged elbows, no wrist swivel due to how it transforms, but it's just kind of how it goes with that transformation. He does have a waist swivel. He's got universal hips. Actually, those are actually ball joint hips. He does have a thigh swivel, hinge knees, and then of course he's got the foot on a ball joint here, so you get plenty of tilt there in the foot, as well as some up and down motion there on the foot itself. So you can get him in some pretty cool poses, all in all. Although again, that lack of a dedicated heel kind of, when you start getting the legs past a certain point, even bringing this wolf paw down doesn't help a whole lot with the support in certain poses. But yeah, he's pretty cool. He's a nice addition to the Function X line. He's solidly built. I haven't had any quality control issues on him that I've seen, unless those big pistols not fitting in the slots is an issue. But I think that may have been designed that way. Like I said, I'll try to get them in later, but I don't want to force them in if they're not going to go. But yeah, there is Function XV M.A.D.L.A.W. I believe Master V is the robot mode. We went through all the other forms names like Woodrunner and Aqua Strike. Master V is the robot here. So yeah, definitely a nice, good quality product from FansProject again, and I dig it. I've seen photoshops of him in 6-night colors, and I would love to see that scheme get released. I think overall it's a little bit more coherent color scheme with just the blues and the grays. So if they do that, I will definitely pick up a second one. But like I said, he's fun. He's intuitive when you're transforming him. Like there's no real complicated bits. You just got to know where everything goes. And once you get that down, it's real easy to swap him around between any of his 6 forms, so you can get to your favorites easily. But there it is, Function XV M.A.D.L.A.W.